Dude, you guys, what's up? I'm Hildy. Welcome to my Autism Disco, episode 1 of the reboot. Ta-da! We made it. We made it to the reboot, you guys. I mean, technically, we only made it to the reboot if I actually finish this as an episode, edit it, publish it, all the rest of it. But I'm feeling really hopeful, after the last 10,000 fails. Because, yeah, there have been a lot of fails up until this point, you guys. Jesus fucking Christ. I am an insufferable person. So, my Autism Disco. Once upon a time, I launched a podcast called My Autism Disco. Surprise. And it was a really fucking long time ago. It was 2 years ago at this point. Jesus. But yeah, so I launched this podcast initially with the intention of mostly sharing my late discovery, right, of my ADHD and my autism, or ADHD, as we tend to call it now. Right, because that's what people like me do. We figure out our truth later in life, and we're like, oh my fucking God, I have to fucking tell everyone about this right fucking now. I know. I'm not unique in this. Definitely not unique in this. But it was really fucking hard to get it out there in the first place. And there are a lot of factors that go into that, right? Some of them are internal, some of them are external, some of them we will be discussing, some of them we definitely won't be discussing. But I did it, right? It took me months and months and months before I could even get it out into the world. And then I essentially had to claw each episode like out of the bedrock with my bare hands, right? Like that's what I'm talking about. That's how fucking challenging this kind of shit is for me. Easier now, slightly. This part's easier. The sitting down and just doing it and, sitting in complete silence and listening to myself talk. Yeah, that part's gotten easier. But yeah, as I was clawing each one of those episodes out of the bedrock with my bare fucking hands, and there were only 12 of them, right? Which again, tells you how challenging this was for me. I mean, long episodes, they were all pretty long. They were like an hour and a half. I don't know what they're going to be this iteration, but I tend to talk a lot, hence the podcast. But 12 episodes, that's all I got. And that alone took me like 6 or 7 months, right? This is what I'm talking about. But part of the problem was that my life had been pretty fucking awful for a few years at this point. It had gotten slightly better with like the discovery of, what the fuck is going on upstairs in this rapid machine I've got going on. But I essentially figured my shit out just in time for my personal life to just spectacularly implode. Just yeah. Yeah. Like bad. Like real bad. So that's what was happening, right? So as I'm creating this podcast, like pouring everything I have into it, working really fucking hard to just make it a thing. Yeah, everything is just going up in flames around me. So late spring, I think it was early June by the time I finally unpublished it. And yeah, so for really complicated reasons, then I was forced to unpublish the whole fucking thing, which was absolutely fucking heartbreaking, as you can imagine, after having spent so much fucking time just making it a thing in the first place. And those specifics are the shit that we're not here to talk about, right? My personal life is, yeah. But it offers really necessary context, right? So I've essentially been attempting to reboot this since like for over a year now, right? And that's what I mean. I am so fucking over myself at this point. I struggle so much to just do the fucking thing. Just do the fucking thing, right? I can't even begin to describe to you how often I sit here. Oh shit, have I been moving this? Has that been making noise? Maybe. Let's scoot that over. This is the other thing I do, you guys. This is one of the ways in which I keep myself from actually doing the thing, is that I fuss and I worry and I stress about everything else, right? Especially about how this sounds. Ugh, yeah, my auditory stuff is off the charts. So I get into a really fucking obsessive headspace about how this fucking sounds, right? And what the volume's at and where the gain is and how far away the mic is from me and how we're plugged in and how we're set up and what my acoustics are. And it's like, yeah. And so I'm trying to just circumvent my meanness at this point. I'm just trying to lower all my fucking standards right now because, yeah, the standards I hold myself to are, yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Seriously, I would never hold anyone else to these standards, you guys. Some of my favorite fucking content creators are just so fucking casual, so fucking chill, so fucking just putting themselves out there. They don't give a shit what they look like, what they sound like, right? And I adore them. I adore them. And I think if I put content out that's not absolutely fucking perfect from the outset, that, oh my God, nope, end of the world, everyone's going to hate me. And not even that they just won't listen to it. They're just going to like drag me online. And yeah, I know. And does anyone else spend that much time focused on me? No, they fucking don't. But, imposter syndrome, rejection sensitivity, perfectionism, self-confidence in like the gutter right now, right? All of these things. This is my normal state of being. Well, I mean, more so now that I'm attempting to unmask. Ta-da. And so that's what this comes down to, right? When I'm masked, dude, my mask, man, yeah. My bespoke autism safety mask, which is what I call it, right? Because never leave home without it. It's fucking phenomenal, you guys. I am still coming to terms with how fantastically I mask. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. And of course, that mask has just become a prison of my own making, right? Who knew? I was forced to create it to survive. And eventually, its creation stood in the way of my survival, right? Yeah, it's such a mindfuck. Such a fucking mindfuck. So at this point, I am attempting to be unmasked as often and as thoroughly as possible. And that means I need to take up space authentically. And that is really fucking hard for me. Like, really fucking hard for me. You guys, I struggle to take up space alone in my own house, which is where I am right now. There's nobody here. I mean, all right, except for the kittens, but I lock them in a bedroom because they're gonna, wreak havoc. And I'm already like trying not to stress about background noise. They're so fucking cute though, you guys. Oh my God. All right. And the Scrabble dragon, she may start scrabbling. You may hear her, but that's the thing. I'm going to try to not worry about it. There's going to be road noise, right? I'm sure we're going to hear cars. The fucking recess is going to happen at the school behind the house. They're going to be like kids and bells and all sorts of nonsense. And I am just going to try to let go, you guys. I'm just going to try to let go of my like obsessiveness. And just do this. I'm just trying to do the thing. You guys. Yeah, this is a ridiculous way to start a podcast, but that's okay. You guys, I am a ridiculous person. If you haven't figured that out already, you will very shortly. So anyway, this podcast, yeah, really fucking hard to get it off the ground the first time, even fucking harder to get it back off the ground the second time. But I haven't given up yet. And there's a very good reason why I haven't given up yet. Because on the one hand, my life is, well, yeah, so that's what's made the reboot so fucking challenging, right? It's not just that my life got really fucking bad. It then just proceeded to get worse since then. No joke. Absolutely no joke. So essentially, the main thrust of our story begins in 2020, which I'm sure will shock none of you to know. Or, as I like to call it, year one of the new plague years, right? Yeah. Because, Judging by the current public health situation out there, that still seems really fucking relevant. So here we are, you guys. Technically, this is year 6 of the new plague years. Look at us. We made it. I know. Still going strong. All right. Maybe not going strong, but we're still going. We're still here. That counts as success these days. Bar is really fucking low. Anyway, so yeah, main thrust of our story starts in 2020 because, like, for so many of us, the pandemic seriously fucked my shit up, right? Yeah, big time. And so the silver lining was that I was able to figure out, right, my particular brain wiring. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Thank you, pandemic. Fuck you for all the rest of it, but thank you for that. So 2020, not a great year for me. Like, you know, it wasn't for most of us. And then every year since then has just proceeded to be worse than the last. And that is not hyperbole. I mean that quite literally. 2025 clearly being no exception. This year has been, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, so let's call it what it is, you guys. This is where I am in life right now. I am separated, been separated for a couple of years, headed for divorce. So making me a single mom. None of this was on the agenda. I mean, I don't think anybody gets married with the intention of getting divorced. I don't know. Wealthy people probably do. But yeah, so single for the first time since I was a teenager. What the fuck? Yeah. And I've been a stay-at-home mom, right, for like well over a decade. So no career to even go back to because I do have a career I could go back to, but it's definitely not what I want to be doing right now. Because I also have no college degree. Wah, wah. Right? Not for lack of trying. We'll definitely be discussing shit like that. Right? But raging ADHD, raging fucking autism, raging all sorts of other shit, right? It's like the alphabet soup of, you know, diagnoses. Some of them self-diagnosed. Yeah, some of them professionally diagnosed. People don't like to diagnose people like me with shit. I don't fucking know why. This is going to be a huge topic of conversation for this podcast. I don't get help. I don't get taken seriously. And I am so fucking over the fucking medical establishment right now, you guys. Yeah. And I know a lot of you are too. So yeah, trust me, we're here to discuss it. But yeah, so essentially divorced, single mom, no college degree, no career to return to, been out of the workforce for fucking ever. And then just as of the last couple of weeks, I am actually functionally homeless part of the week right now for the foreseeable future. Yeah. Yeah, you guys. Yeah. Oh, and completely estranged from my family. And essentially not in contact with almost anyone from the before times, I call them, right? So like pre-pandemic. I am coming out of a period of really intense social isolation, and I have essentially lost like everyone I ever knew in the process. Not everyone, most of them though, most of them. Yeah, and those are all, right, like super complicated. We're not gonna, yeah, that's not, we don't, you know, yeah, my personal situation is, we're not gonna get into those details. Nobody needs to know that. It's, trust me, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. But I bring that up again as really necessary context. This is why this has been so fucking hard for me, right? I have been, essentially the vast majority of the people in my life have worked really fucking hard to put me in my place over the last couple of years. Yeah. So that does a number, especially on someone like me who's already dealing with debilitating, right, imposter syndrome, rejection sensitivity, all the rest of it. Yeah, then when the people who you thought knew you best, the people who you thought had your best interests, right, at heart, then like, you know, yeah, gather together and do everything in their power to, take you down a few notches. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to keep going, you guys. It's fucking hard to keep going. But I am still going. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Oh, wait. Before I go on further, I just want to note I am safe. Yes, I am functionally homeless part of the time right now, but please do not feel sorry for me. I am a person of privilege. Full stop. Full stop. Right? That privilege doesn't go away because I'm having a hard time right now. Right? Even if my life doesn't look like it right now from the outside, that does not negate the fact that I am a highly privileged person. Right? Mm-hmm. So this could be so much fucking worse, right? Because I have a car that I can sleep in and live out of. And it's paid off. It's mine, right? Yeah. And I have a safe place to park it on nights when I need to sleep in it. That's a huge privilege, right? And even if I did have to park it somewhere where I technically wasn't legally allowed to park overnight and the cops rolled up, what do you think their reaction is going to be coming across a middle-aged, it's true though. I'm struggling with the middle age already, you guys. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but seriously, middle-aged, middle-class white lady? Yeah. They're going to feel sorry for me, you guys. I fucking guarantee it. They're going to feel sorry for me. They're going to let me off with a warning. They're maybe going to offer some other place where I could park surreptitiously where no one will bother me. Right? Yeah, this is what I mean by privilege. Now, if I was brown or I was black, if I was younger and a different gender and brown or black, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, please do not feel terribly sorry for me. You can feel sorry for me a little bit if you really want to, but seriously, this could be so much fucking worse. So much fucking worse. So, okay, so my life is complete fucking shit, right? Yeah, it is. But why do I sound like this about it? Because on the other hand, you guys, I am doing fucking amazing. Amazing. Full stop. I am doing phenomenally for the first time in my entire fucking life. Yeah. Yeah. Like me and my physical, psychological, emotional being. Spiritual, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a very spiritual person, but you could throw that in there if you want. I'm doing phenomenal. I'm literally currently existing at the intersection of like awful and awesome. Just horrific and phenomenal. Seriously, it's the most bizarre fucking experience of my life. And this is part of why I'm not giving up on this goddamn podcast, you guys, because. Yeah, initially it was just going to be, sharing the story of my late discovery and all the rest of it. But there was an added element, and now that added element has just, taken off. Holy shit, you guys. So I didn't just figure out my, neurodevelopmental disabilities and the rest of my, resulting mental health challenges, right? Along the way, I also inadvertently solved every single one of my lifelong medical mysteries. And that will sound familiar to a lot of you, right? I am an enigma to the medical community. I literally get called these things by medical professionals on a regular basis. And this has been going on since the time I was a tiny baby. Nobody ever knows what the fuck is wrong with me, why it's happening now. Like, it just, right? The most I get from the medical establishment is generally just epically confused eyebrow raises and professional shrugs, right? They don't know what the fuck is going on with me, ever. making going to the doctor a complete fucking waste of time. So I mostly just don't do it anymore, right? Oh, and it's America, so it's a waste of fucking money too, right? Yeah. Yeah. Um, but you guys, I figured it all out. And this sounds so hyperbolic. I get it. I get it. I wouldn't believe someone like me either. But nevertheless, it's fucking true, you guys. And that's what I'm here to talk about. I mean, we're going to talk about all sorts of shit. But primarily, this is the information I want to get out to the rest of you. And by the rest of you, I am speaking to, I think this applies to far more than just those of us dealing with ADHD and autism. Primarily, I am speaking to those of you also dealing with ADHD and or autism. And specifically, this information is really going to be impactful and hopefully beneficial to those of you also born with uteruses, right? Women, girls, AFAB individuals, all of you. Especially those of you getting on in years and approaching or entering middle age. Those of you also dealing with perimenopause symptoms. Ta-da! Yeah. Because I'm going to be a really familiar phenotype to a lot of you, right? Like my alphabet soup of, stuff. Both physical and, right, neurodevelopmental, mental health, all of that. And there are a lot of you out there who mirror sort of my phenotype. And again, this information is going to be really relevant to you guys. And I get that this sounds super arrogant and pompous, right? Like, ooh, I have all this important information that's going to benefit all of you. Like, I get it. I get it. I get what this sounds like. But I actually think it's true, which is why I can't fucking stop, right? Which is why I have not given up on this fucking podcast. Because during the last handful of, epically awful years for me, one of the many challenges that I've been dealing with is that I got really fucking sick towards the end of 2021. Like really fucking sick. Right. And I am chronic illness, chronic pain, right? Like since the time I was a kid, I am used to not feeling well. I am used to being sick. I'm used to being in pain. I'm used to all of that, right? This was something else. It landed me in the ER. Ended up seeing Jesus, like a dozen or more doctors and specialists over this. And turns out that was the first major flare of whatever this, at the time, right, like mystery chronic illness was. And I would go on to have more flares and things just got bad. While all this other bad shit in my life was going on, right? Like the physical health piece was just one of all of these pillars of my life just crumbling to dust. But anyway, long story short, you guys, the issue ended up being a severe histamine intolerance. And it's really fucking exciting because this shit is finally starting to get some traction out there. I see you guys discussing this. So it's a great time for the reboot. Because I got some fucking thoughts on histamine, you guys. Holy fuck. And histamine intolerance, of course, right, is just a symptom of something else. In my case, likely mast cell activation syndrome, right, where my immune system is just yelling into the void simply to hear itself yell, right? Yeah. But I'm going to be focused on the histamine intolerance itself, and specifically, I'm going to be focused on the histamine itself, because, you guys, holy shit. I could find anyone to help me, right? When I was really fucking sick. And again, not for lack of trying, right? Again, I worked up through referrals all the way to one of our local research hospitals, allergy clinic, and still nothing. Yeah. And this is an internationally known research hospital, right? You guys, I don't live in a fucking backwater. And this is not simply because I could not access good medical care, right? I live in the fucking goddamn Bay Area in California. Some of the most prestigious medical schools in the world are here, none of that mattered. None of that mattered. No one would even listen to me about my symptoms. Plural. Dozens. And I know some of you out there are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Dozens of fucking symptoms. They didn't want to hear about any of it, right? They couldn't fit me into their neat little boxes, so they didn't fucking care to help me. Yeah. I got beef with the fucking medical establishment, you guys. Holy fuck. So essentially I was left to figure it out on my own. So that's what I fucking did, right? And I was helped in that I never knew what to call it, but medical research has been a long-standing special interest of mine, which does not make me a fucking expert. You guys, that is not what we're doing here. I am not pretending to be anything I'm not. And I'm definitely not an expert. I have zero qualifications, zero training, just nothing. Expertise, experience, none of it. Nothing, okay? I am not here giving medical advice, right? Please don't ever try to put that on me because I am not even remotely qualified for that. That's not what we're doing. But it means that I had, a keen interest. This is essentially what I bring to the table, right? I have a really keen interest in this kind of shit. I have the willingness and ability to sift through the research myself, which doesn't make me a researcher. It doesn't mean I actually understand everything I'm fucking reading, right? That's not what that means. What it means, though, is that I can get in there and dig around, and then what I really bring to the table is this rabid pattern matching machine I've got going on upstairs. That's what I bring to the table. Right? So essentially what I've done, you guys, is a case study on myself. Again, without any qualifications with which to perform a case study. But that's what I've done, right? So I've taken in my situation, my history, and woven in the experiences of family members too, right? Because pattern, yeah, there's a pattern. And so, we'll get into all the specifics, right, of like what these flares look like for me, the doctors that I saw, the tests that were run, just all the shit, right? This is going to be a huge part of our conversation because I know a lot of you are out there dealing with a lot of the shit that I'm not really dealing with anymore, though, which is why I'm fucking here telling you about it. Because since I couldn't find a fucking doctor to help me, right, because what I needed were some pretty hefty, like, mast cell stabilizers, right? Mast cells, they are part of the immune system. They are what produce and release things like histamine, right? But I couldn't find a fucking doctor to help me. So what I did was I turned to the only thing I could do. I mean, aside from just over-the-counter antihistamines and some supplements and shit, stuff we'll be talking about. Again, I'm not fucking telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to take. I'm not telling you what to eat. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing, you guys. I am simply telling you my experience, things I've learned along the way, how I've applied those things to my life, how that's all working out for me, which is pretty fucking spectacular. And that's that, right? What you do with this information after that, that's all on you. That's all on you. So because I couldn't find anyone to help me, my only option was to turn to a low histamine diet. Yes. And I don't mean I just dabbled in a low histamine diet, right? I was so fucking sick that I went all in on the low histamine diet, you guys. And that was over 3 years ago, right? This isn't something I just decided last weekend and then I'm like, ooh, let me tell you guys about this. Yeah, no. This has been an ongoing process for me, right? So summer 2022, July 2022, I went all in on the low histamine diet because I didn't have a fucking choice. You guys, I was so fucking sick, so miserable, in so much pain, not functioning. I wasn't functioning and I couldn't do it anymore. And it changed my fucking life. You guys, a low histamine diet changed my entire fucking life. I'm actually tearing up a little bit right now. This is what I mean. That's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. I would never have been able to even begin to contemplate the changes that I would see. And I'm not saying that's going to be the case for anyone else. And when it comes down to it, you guys, I am not here encouraging anyone to take on a strict low histamine diet like I have done. I'm not. I am not encouraging anyone to do that. One, because once you hear what it is, you're not going to want to do it anyway. You guys, a low histamine diet fucking sucks. It sucks really fucking bad. It really does. It's, histamine problematic foods. It's all the fucking good stuff. You guys, it's all the good stuff. Right. So one, it fucking sucks. So I can't just wholeheartedly recommend it because it fucking sucks. And then two, it is not a completely healthy diet, right? It is extraordinarily healthy in most ways. But I have to cut out entire categories of food, right? Like the good healthy stuff. So I haven't had my levels checked just recently, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if I have some vitamin and mineral deficiencies at this point. I don't think I do, just based on how well I'm doing physically and how well I feel and how well I'm functioning and operating and sleeping and all the rest of it. But like, I wouldn't be surprised, right? I should be taking like a multivitamin, but I'm not doing that. I take a bunch of other supplements, which is new for me. You guys, I was really anti-supplement before all of this. We will talk about sort of my journey, back and forth across the conventional and alternative, medicine divide. But for the record, we're here to do science, you guys. Science. I am extraordinarily pro-science. But science does not allow for nuance, right? Yeah. So nuance is going to be, the goal with all of these things we're going to be discussing, right? Like not just the medical piece, but, the neurodevelopmental piece and the mental health stuff and all the rest of it. Like nuance, you guys, nuance. Yeah. So, and the other reason I don't just recommend it across the board is, you guys, it's really fucking hard. Like really fucking hard, especially for people already dealing with, executive functioning challenges, right? Like it is not executive dysfunction friendly diet, like at all, at all. Because essentially I don't eat anything packaged, pre-prepared, right? It's all fresh. Convenience is not part of this, like at all. So it's really fucking hard. And it really fucking sucks because I can't eat a lot of my go-to favorites, right? Yet I have been doing it for well over 3 years now, which should tell you exactly how much I was suffering before I started it and the improvement since I started it, right? Literally night and day. And not like weeks, months down the road. Right? Within days, even like a day, like a full 24 hours, I was already noticing just, over the top changes, you guys, over the top changes. And some of the most fascinating bits, which is what I mean when I say that like this story, essentially the story I have for you guys, is just getting larger and more complicated and unwieldy as time goes on, which is why I just need to fucking start telling it. Because some of the changes that I've experienced from taking on a low histamine diet, you guys, they didn't show up for years. Yeah. Like the biggest change, the most mind-boggling change, like I still can't believe it's the case, but it's the case because I'm living it every day. That didn't come about until I was almost 2 years into the diet. So the effects of not having an overabundance of histamine flowing through my system constantly have been cumulative, right? They've compounded over time. Seriously, you guys, wait till just wait. Just wait till I start telling you this shit. And again, you're not going to believe me. It's going to sound hyperbolic. I get it. But you know what? I'm bringing the receipts. It's the only way we can do this, right? Because you're not going to believe anything I'm saying, which is okay. Like I wouldn't believe me either, right? That's not what we're doing. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm literally not trying to convince you of anything. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything, right? That's a huge red flag for pseudoscience. right? People out there helping you figure out a certain health problem who just, oh, look, happen to have something to sell you with which to help mitigate or cure said health problem you didn't even realize you had. Yeah, no, red flag, you guys, don't do it. Run. That's not, that's snake oil salesmanship kind of bullshit. We're not doing that here. We're not doing that. So I'm bringing the receipts. I'm going to be sharing all the information I used to put this all together, right? So, research articles, papers, including my own biometric data, you guys, because I am an enormous fucking nerd for biometric data. Oh my God. Yeah. So you guys will be able to pour over all of that. I got a whole list, right, of these symptoms that have now been mitigated or, completely resolved on this diet. Dozens of symptoms, you guys, dozens of symptoms all over the body, nearly every bodily system, right? Because histamine plays a fucking role in nearly every bodily system. You guys, it's everywhere. It has a hand in everything. Everything. And it's been the obvious stuff, the stuff I've really been struggling with. And it's been stuff that, again, I didn't even know was solvable. It's been stuff I could never even a million fucking years imagine was even related to any of this, you guys. It's literally everything. Every single fucking thing, big or small, that I have dealt with medically over the course of my life, or just physically, just my physical being, my physical health, it's done. It's all related. You guys, it's all related. I figured it all out. All of it. Yes. And I'm going to give you the comparison, right? How I used to function or not function, as the case may be, how I used to operate, what life used to look like for me versus what it is now. You guys are going to recognize the before. Big time. Yeah. Because a lot of you are living it right now. I know because I'm seeing you talk about it online, right? Social media. I don't really do social media. I was never big into social media. I didn't have anything but a Facebook. That I only started in 2008. And then I had it for a decade, right? 2018, I deleted everything. I mean, really, it was mostly just Facebook. No, I had an Instagram. I think maybe I posted half a dozen things when Instagram was first a thing and then, never came back to it. So yeah, Twitter, never did MySpace. I don't, Snapchat, I'm not a people person. Surprise. No, I love people. I can't figure out if I love humanity and hate people or I hate humanity and love people, right? It's one of the two. It's somewhere in there. Anyway. But when I launched My Autism Disco the first time, I did set up some social media accounts for My Autism Disco just to stealth consume content at first, just to see what was out there, right? What people were talking about and shit. And I was researching something else specifically too, which we will eventually talk about. And so I just, again, stealth consuming content, mostly just on Instagram. Which is actually really funny because I'm not a video-based person. I'm not a podcast-based person either. I don't listen to podcasts, you guys. I know it's rich. I have my own now. But yeah, no, I needed the video format because, again, I was doing research into something else, which, again, we will discuss. But so eventually, right, because and again, long period of intense social isolation, right, the last handful of years. And I struggle with being perceived anyway, right? And now I really fucking struggle with being perceived. So even just reacting to people's content freaks me out. I'm like, oh God, there's going to be a record that I reacted on their content. And I don't know what's going to happen. Nothing bad, but my brain is oh God, don't touch the button. Don't, right? I just want to ninja my way through life. That's essentially how it goes for me. But eventually I started reacting and stuff. Eventually I started even commenting on stuff here and there. Right. And of course, most of my feed is just full of neurodivergent content creators. But they've all been so fucking helpful. Okay. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Jesus Christ. I've learned so fucking much about myself by watching all of your content, you guys. Yeah. Yeah. And then I recently branched out to Threads, right? Which, yeah, I can see why you guys like it. It's a bit of an echo chamber for someone like me, but, Threads is good stuff. And I mean, I'm sure there's awful corners of threads. I just haven't made it there yet. But anyway, it's been good. Anyway, my point is that, of course, my feed is, the algorithm is just showing me a bunch of people like me. So I see what you guys are talking about. I see you guys out there with the same fucking things that I've been dealing with, right, for years, for my whole fucking life, that have gotten worse as I've gotten older. So when this all got really bad, right now, I know that a lot of these symptoms, I've had these my whole fucking life. I just didn't know they were all related, right? But as things started getting worse for me, I was in my late 30s. Surprise, right? So I just started chalking all of these things up to perimenopause, right? Also because I went through precocious puberty, right? So I got my period when I was 9. 9 years old. It's as horrific as it sounds. But I expected to be early then on the other end, right? So late 30s, I was like, all right, here we are, like perimenopause, we're starting the thing. Yeah. Except what's really fascinating, if you look at the symptoms of perimenopause and then you look at the symptoms of something like histamine intolerance, what do you find? Almost complete overlap, you guys. Almost complete fucking overlap, right? So I was dealing with all the same shit. I was dealing with the hot flashes and the night sweats and the headaches and the little itchy shit everywhere and, like all the things, right? Yeah, perimenopause, of course. Which goes to show how little we know about perimenopause, right? Because if you can look up literally any random symptom you might be experiencing and find some source somewhere telling you, oh, yep, perimenopause, you just chalk that up to perimenopause. Yeah, if everything can be a symptom of perimenopause, you guys, then we don't know what the fuck we're looking at, do we? Yeah. So, guess what? Are you ready? Are you sitting down? I don't experience any of those, quote, perimenopause symptoms anymore, you guys. None of them. Not a one. I mean, I do in some really minor ways. But in the ways that I was experiencing them before, no fucking way. So I have some thoughts on perimenopause. I have some thoughts on menopause. I have some thoughts on aging. And of course, this is women's health, right? AFAB individuals' health. It's not studied. It's not funded. No one fucking cares. So we're left to our own devices. Well, here we are. This is what happens when we get left to our own devices. Sometimes we fucking figure it out on our own. So, yeah. Right? Because you guys, I think all this shit's related. I think all of it's related. I literally, at this point, think perimenopause is literally just histamine intolerance. And at this point, I also think that histamine itself plays a fundamental role in both the development and the expression of neurodevelopmental disabilities like ADHD and autism. I do. I said what I said. And that sounds ridiculous to most of you. I'm sure that's okay. Again, I wouldn't believe me either. But I'm pretty sure that's the case, you guys. And this isn't just because of one or two things. I'm like, oh, that's related to histamine. No. When I realized that histamine was playing such a fundamental role, right, in a lot of the things that were happening for me, I started looking up all sorts of random shit that I've encountered over the course of my life or dealt with that, I could never gain any sort of answer for, right, from medical professionals. Yeah. So I would look up whatever the issue was and then histamine and then research, right, to see what was out there. You guys, I have yet to fucking do that for anything I thought might be related and have it not be related. Literally. Every single fucking thing, including things like why I was born a month late. It's one of my mom's favorite stories to tell. And it's always been a mystery. How the fuck does that happen? I figured it out, you guys. Pretty sure I solved it. I'm pretty sure I also solved my unexplained infertility. that I suffered for years, right? Years of infertility. I got IVF babies. Uh-huh. Except if I knew then what I know now, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have had to do IVF. This is what I mean. This is what I mean, you guys, which is why I have to tell you all this shit, right? I mean, I joke. It's like the ancient Mediterranean up in here, right? Except instead of Rome, all roads lead to histamine. Hmm. It's true. It's true. So that's what we're here to do, you guys. I'm here to regale you with this ridiculous story I have for you. And through telling this ridiculous story, I might be able to help some of you. And I really fucking like that idea. I really like helping people, you guys. Seriously, that's kind of where it's at for me in life. Helping others, like I don't gain benefit from anything else like I do from helping others. You know what I mean? I know some of you out there know what I mean. And like I said, I've really been fucking struggling with this goddamn reboot. I cannot get out of my head enough, right, to make this happen because, of course, I want it to be polished and professional and all the rest of it. But guess what? I'm not a fucking professional. Surprise. So it's not going to be any of those things. That's okay. It just has to be. It just has to be, right? So that's what we're here doing. I'm sure this episode will be just absolutely ridiculous. But again, that's okay. I'm a ridiculous person. And just recently, it was maybe a couple months ago at this point, I was reminded, just completely randomly, out of the blue, that I have already benefited people with this podcast. Mm-hmm. It's true. And I kind of already knew that. I was getting really good feedback, right, before I had to unpublish it. Not that it was huge, right? I didn't have like a ton of followers. It wasn't like a big thing or anything. I mean, like some people were listening to it. And I don't want to out this person. I may inadvertently end up doing that anyway, but I don't want to out this person. So I'm not going to like talk specifics about how I came across this information. It happened completely serendipitously, which just is so fitting for my life. You guys, serendipity follows me around fucking everywhere. It has my whole life. And it really has during this whole like process of figuring my shit out. Yeah, like crazy stuff. Yeah, over the top stuff. But anyway, so a couple of months ago, randomly unlooked for, I happened to come across my Autism Disco mentioned in someone else's podcast. I know. Yeah. So just another, late diagnosed autistic individual with a podcast, very casual, right? Kind of like this. And they found my Autism Disco when it was published the first go. And yeah, sadly, they had found it in those few weeks between when I had published the 12th and what ended up being the final episode and when I unpublished it entirely. And I say sadly because you guys, they got really fucking into my podcast. Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys know how we do. It became like, like a special interest for them for like a minute, right? They were binging my episodes. And again, they were long episodes, but they were like binging them hours a day. They said they hadn't felt that like that happy and excited about something in their brain in like a while. They felt so seen and heard and understood. And you guys, they just proceeded to say the most loveliest things about me, you guys. Oh my fucking God. They complimented my speaking style. They said that I should be a stand-up comedian, you guys. They fucking said that. I know. Can I tell you how often I consider like trying to become a stand-up comedian? It's a lot. It's all the time. I don't think I could ever fucking do it. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think about it all the goddamn time. Anyway, oh my God. It was just such an unexpected yet deeply profound experience for me. Like I was just sitting here in tears. Absolutely. 'Cause I'm a fucking crier. But yeah, oh my God, just to come face to face with evidence of the fact that I have already benefited people, right? Like, people have already gained benefit in their life because of me, because of this podcast, because of the information I'm putting out there. Like, that's that's so fucking cool. Seriously, that's all I want in life, right? That's what it is for me. Like, this is what it is for me. And just to know, like, right, like, just I'm struggling so fucking much in my day to day life, right? And struggling so fucking much to get this podcast relaunched. And then to just randomly come across this podcast episode of someone else's all about my podcast and like how much it meant to them. You guys, it's so fucking cool. Seriously, I love this person. I love this person. I love you, person. Um, and they said they felt like it was a more unique perspective too, which I really, really appreciated, of course, right? People like me, we all want to be unique, special snowflakes. But no, they said that I was talking about, certain things relating to my autism that they felt they weren't hearing, right, from other content creators. And this is a person who consumes a ton of content, right, like podcast based and all the rest of it. So they would know. So that was pretty cool. I really appreciated hearing that, right? Because clearly I am not the only ADHD person creating content, like, at all. You guys have been at this for a long fucking time. And yeah, another just, middle-aged white lady. I know. We're fucking insufferable. I get it. I mean, my specific demographic, that's the other thing, you guys. That's the other reason why you shouldn't take anything I say at face value. Look at my specific demographic. White, cis, hetero, middle-aged, middle class, suburban, some college educated, stay-at-home mom? Oh my God, in this fucking country? Yeah. No. No, you probably shouldn't be listening to a goddamn word that comes out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, here we are. I can't really, change most of those facts. So, ta-da. So I really appreciated, right, hearing that, because in a lot of respects, I'm just another eye roll inducing person doing this, right? Like, yeah, for sure. So yeah, it felt really fucking special, you guys. It was really fucking cool. It definitely acted as, just like a trail marker, right? That I'm on the right trail, that I can and should be doing this, that it will benefit other people and hopefully benefit me in the meantime. And maybe eventually, right? Because that's the thing. I have nothing else right now, you guys. I have less than nothing else right now, almost, right? And this was not the way my life was, quote, supposed to go, right? It's not how anyone expected it to go. It's certainly not how I expected it to go, because everyone had me like really fucking pumped for this awesome life I was supposed to have, right? Because, of course, I'm also a former gifted kid. Ta-da! Yeah. So, right, smartest kid in my class every year. Like, teachers just didn't know what the fuck to do with me. Like, nobody knew what the fuck to do with me. Holy shit. And yeah, not even able to finish my bachelor's degree, right? Like, never able to establish any sort of like significant career. You want to know what I did when I worked, you guys? I worked in childcare. I was a nanny. I mean, yeah, I'm a phenomenal fucking nanny. I mean, like, families fight over me type of nanny. You know what I mean? Because now I know what to call it too. Babies and children are absolutely a special interest for me, you guys. Oh my God. Yeah, we will talk about my love of babies and children lots, I'm sure. But anyway, that's what I did, childcare. So, where I live, it's a decent fucking living, right? So that was part of it too. It paid really fucking well. I really fucking enjoyed it for the most part. And I could never finish my bachelor's degree for, lots of reasons. I'm pretty sure the PDA came into play heavily with that one. We'll definitely talk about it. So anyway, what do I have? I have nothing else. And I realize at this point in my life, especially now figuring out who I actually am, I don't know that I can make anything else work for me in a professional manner that I haven't created for myself from the ground up, right? Because I do not slot well into pre-existing slots, right? Square peg, round hole kind of thing. I don't like, I do not, I can't even contemplate right now what type of job I could even go out and get right now with my particular blend of challenges and my lack of work history, my lack of experience, right? My lack of degrees, my lack of all the rest of it. Right? And at my age and this fucking economy, and I just, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't know what to do, you guys. I literally don't know what to do. So this is what I'm doing. Is it statistically likely that my content is ever going to like take off and I'll gain some sort of financial benefit from it? No. Statistically, it is highly unlikely that that will happen. But nevertheless, I'm still going to try, right? Because I got nothing else. And like, I really have nothing else right now. What I do have is time, though. I do have time to sit around and, you know, do this in a microphone and record it for all of you. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, you guys. And this is how we're starting. Yep, this is how we're starting the reboot. This like ridiculous thing I just recorded that we're going to make episode 1. Yep, we're starting off fabulously. So I do have a lot of time on my hands, but I do not always have the ability now to record at the house, which is where I am right now. So just putting that out there. This may be episode by episode in terms of how they sound, right? I'm here recording at the house with my big microphone and my like setup. But I'm definitely going to have to record from the car sometimes. And I actually can bring the big microphone into the car. But that's a little more work. So I have a little lav mic I've been experimenting with. It's okay. It's okay for what it is. And, you know, the car is great acoustics for recording. So we're definitely going to be doing some car recording too. We're just going to, you know, piece by piece this, you guys. We're going to episode by episode, however we can make this work, we're going to make it work. Yeah, because I need to do this. It's like festering inside at this point. I have to get this podcast back out into the world because that's all my brain can focus on right now. I mean, you know, except for the other bullshit that I'm being forced to focus on a day-to-day basis in this thing we call life. And, you know, with this thing we call life just crumbling around us, on fire around us, exploding around us. I mean, you know, we'll talk about the current climate because how the fuck do you not talk about the current climate? And it's especially hard for someone like me, right? Because all of these things are actually long-standing special interests as well. Politics, right? Like current events, all that shit. Yeah. And I don't even mean just like adult acquired special interests. Yeah, I've been really into politics since I was a kid. I was a little kid too, because I was a weird fucking kid, you guys. I mean, we all were, right? All of us adults saying I was a weird fucking kid. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Have you been assessed for ADHD and or autism? But yeah, little kid, you guys, I was really into politics by the time I was 7. Eight at the very latest, because by 8 years old, I was already using writing assignments at school to discuss public policy. Yeah, as an 8-year-old. Again, I was a weird fucking kid. But anyway, so yeah, it's really fucking hard for someone like me to not discuss what's happening. So we will definitely be discussing what's happening, because yeah, it's fucking terrifying. Yeah, and it's important for people like me to be talking about what's going on, right? So that's what we're going to do because I can't help it. And community, that's what we need right now, right? A lot of us are really realizing that now. We need to turn to each other. Right? We need community. However and wherever we can make it happen, we need to build it. We need to strengthen it. And so this is me doing my part, right? Because I happen to be one of those just I happen to be one of those like forever hopeful and optimistic people, right? Like probably obnoxiously so. My therapist used to comment on this. Yeah, it's like nearly impossible, right? I mean, to extinguish the like sort of flame of hope I carry inside is so cheesy, but it's true. Um, I mean, listen to me, right? My life is shit. I'm on this horrific fucking diet that sucks, like all this, but I still show up like this in the world, like most of the time. You know what I mean? The vast majority of the time, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So, you know what else that means then? Rebellions are built on hope. Mm-hmm. Yep. I know some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm here for. You guys, I'm here for the rebellion. We got work to do. We have serious fucking work to do. And it's going to be a lot easier for us to do that work if we're not feeling like fucking shit all the time. Right? Mm-hmm. If we're not sick and in pain and exhausted. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing. If the information I have to share can help any of you feel better in general, phenomenal. If it can help you feel better so that you can get in or remain in this epic fight we have in front of us, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You guys, that's what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm here for, okay? We're going to do this. We're going to be okay. Because no one is coming to save us, right? I know it's so overused out there right now, but it's fucking true. No one is coming to save us, you guys. But that's the hard lesson I've had to learn over the last handful of years. No one was coming to save me either. I had to do it myself, right? Yeah. So that's what I did. Fuck them. That's what I did. So that's what we're going to do now, right? No one is coming to save us, but that's okay. We're going to save ourselves and each other. Watch us. Fucking watch us. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. All right. So did I say all the things I wanted to say? I don't know. Maybe. Did I say even more than I wanted to say? Probably. There's always more where that came from, you guys. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up so I can go for my run. I'm trying something new. I usually go for my trail run and then I record. I'm trying it backwards today. I don't know. We'll see. I just have to keep trying new stuff, you guys. It's like throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks, right? I have to figure out how I can finesse my brain into doing the thing. So we're just like, throwing everything out the window, flipping the table, swiping the board. We're just gonna, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out through chaos, you guys, because that is what life is serving up right now. So look at us figuring it out. Here we are. So if you're here, if you made it through that, seriously, wherever you are, thank you for being here. I really fucking appreciate every single one of you. Like, yeah, for real. I mean, except for the assholes tuning in, there's always some of those. Y'all can just fuck all the way off. But the rest of you, thank you for being here. Seriously, what's a podcast without its audience, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So my goal at this point is to get these up and out as quickly as possible now that I'm ramping back up for good, which, hasn't actually happened yet, but I'm just informing my brain. This is what we're doing, brain. This is us ramping up for good. We're doing this now. So I'm, again, just lowering all the standards, right? Lowering all the standards. Yeah, I'm not going to stress as much about like how this sounds or background noise or mouth noises or any of the rest of it. I'm going to try to edit these as lightly as possible so I'm not spending days on end editing. Yeah, we're just, like I said, standards low. So yeah, definitely lower yours too. Definitely lower yours too. And we're just going to make it work though, right? We're just going to make it work because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do right now, you guys. All right. So, but either way, we are going to do this again very soon. All right. That's going to be that. I'm Hildy, and this is my Autism Disco. Catch you on the flip side.